Hi Miss, my name is Godiswaran. My batch is 8PS. My ID number is BLE23200020. Today I just want to do a presentation of the assignment, which part is introduction. The sensation and exaggeration are increasingly common in both newspaper in and social media. These methods influence public perception and create emotional reaction. The first one is about the newspaper. Use dramatic narratives and hold deadlines to maintain readership. Across the world, media organizations increasingly depend on dramatic storytelling and sensationalized headlines to attract audience and maintain consistent readership, often prioritizing emotional impact over factual accuracy to stay competitive in the digital age. The second point is about focus on crimes, entertainment, politics with exaggerated coverage. The media often concentrate heavily on topics such as crimes, entertainment, and politics due to their high public interest. The subjects are frequently presented with exaggerated details or dramatic tones to provoke strong emotional reactions. This approach not only distracts the reality of events but also contributes to public misunderstanding and sensationalism driven narratives. Second is about the social media platform like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram amplify sensationalism by promoting content that provokes strong emotions and encourage rapid sharing. They prioritize viral posts, often exaggerated or misleading, over factual accuracy, fueling the spread of misinformation. And the second point is about favor viral emotional content over factual accuracy. The sensational media often prioritize content that evokes strong emotion or goes viral rather than ensuring the information is accurate and well researched. This approach helps boost engagement and visibility but contributes to the spread of misinformation and public misunderstanding. And the third point is about the why it matters. Sensational drives public panic, misinformation, and distorted views. The sensational plays a major role in creating public panic by exaggerating events and presenting them in a alarming manner. It also spread misinformation and shapes distorted views, loading people to form misguided opinion lost on emotion rather than that. The second point is about urges the need for critical thinking when consuming media. The rise of sensationalism in media highlighting the importance of the applying critical thinking when interpreting news and information. By questioning sources and analyze content carefully, individuals can avoid being misled by exaggerated or false narratives. Thank you, Miss.
Good afternoon. My name is Darshan, daughter of Tamilchelvam. I am studying Bachelor in Law Enforcement from Batch 8B. My student ID number is BLE2450072. Today I am going to talk about main body of media. The two sources that I choose is newspaper articles and social media. A brief description or summary of newspaper article and social media is newspaper and social media use sensationalism and exaggeration through an attractive headlines and emotionally charged scenarios to attract publics. Second is evidence of sensationalism or exaggeration. First is use of emotional language or dramatic tone. First point is newspaper article. According to studies, news organizations may purposely choose words and construct articles in ways of twisted and manipulated and accurate information to excite and captivate the readers. The second point of use of emotional language or dramatic tone is social media. According to research, social media content stimulating strong emotions is more likely to be shared and quickly spreading the informations. Second is use of misleading or clickbait style headlines. First point is newspaper articles. Clickbait uses sensational or misleading headlines to grab people's attention, but sometimes it harms the trust and user experience when content doesn't meet the assumptions. Second point of use of misleading or clickbait style headlines is social media. Social media users frequently came across inaccurate news or false data as a result of sensationalized and breaking news style headlines that aim to attract public's attention. Third is one sided arguments or biased perspective. The first point is newspaper article. The newspaper article, usually motivated by monetary gain or attracting the specific audience groups. The second point of one-sided arguments or biased perspective is social media. Social media frequently highlights the different points of views that develops different and opposing divisions within the society. Last part of main body of media is comparative analysis. How do the newspaper articles and social media differ in their approaches? First is sources of credibility and accountability. Newspaper articles usually guarantees an accountability for their information provided, and social media is information spreaded by anonymous users without any proper acknowledgement. Finally, the last part of comparative analysis point is language and tone. Newspaper articles usually headline can be eye-catching, but the main body uses more professional languages and objective languages. However, the social media usually uses informal and conversational and emotionally charged languages. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I will be presenting the third section of our topic, issues and challenges in communication, focusing on how sensationalism in newspapers and social media affects public perception. So, as you know, public perception and opinion. Let's begin with how public opinion is shaped. One major issue is fear mongering. As you can see on my slide here, fear mongering. So, what is fear mongering? Fear-mongering is the intentional use of exaggerated and alarming content to create fear, anxiety, and anger among readers. This strategy plays on people's emotions and distorts their understanding of events. Another issue is the spreading of misinformation. So, with so many conflicting reports and lack of verified facts, people struggle to know what's true. This confusion leads to misguided beliefs and actions. What about the impacts on social, political, or cultural levels? So, overuse of shocking headlines damages the media's credibility. People become skeptical about all news sources. Social division and unrest. Bias or one sided reporting creates divisions in society and even leads to protests. For an example, the campaign called Black Lives Matter. It's about fighting for humanity. It's about humanitarian law. Yeah. So the next one is on political manipulation. So politicians and interest groups exploit sensationalism to sway public opinion and undermine democratic processes. So how is that? Politicians use sensationalism to influence public opinion, and they take votes for elections. Fake promises, misguiding an event. So they pick on what is the trend or what is the overhype or sensational sensitive news. So the fact is there, but I don't be in a grave problem later. So the third is cultural stereotyping. What is that? Exaggerated stories often reinforce negative stereotypes, causing a long-term social harm. Sorry for the slide. So stereotyping, uh, like harmless media, like comic strips, can perpetuate stereotypes or misrepresent reality through exaggeration or symbolism, leading to cultural misunderstandings. Like stereotypical, they use the sensitive, like let's take race. So in a race, there are three races. So they will make a comic strip type of sensationalism headlines like there's only one race, or more simple, pendatang. So there you go, sensitivity. Um, and challenges in identifying real and exaggerated content. Now let's look at the challenges people face in recognizing exaggeration. So number one is misleading headlines. Misleading headlines or exaggerated headlines are common in newspapers, which can cause unnecessary public alarm or political polarization by failing to reflect the complexity of that particular situation. Um, like they misrepresent the facts, leading to panic or misinformation. The second is stereotyping, like comics and satire that can subtly reinforce harmful ideas or bias. LGBT, for example. The third one is low media literacy. So, what is low media literacy? Low media literacy is a significant challenge in in public's ability to critically evaluate media. Without strong media literacy skills, consumers can easily mistake exaggerations and biases for facts, making them susceptible to manipulation. So, what manipulation? Mm, manipulation is like, let me check. Manipulation like they use emotional contents to grab readers or viewers' attention. Yeah, easily put it that way. And then, in summary, for these challenges and issues, in summary, sensationalism in both traditional and social media creates major communication challenges. It manipulates public perception, causes division, and promotes stereotypes and undermines trust. That conclude the issues and challenges section. Now let's move on to the final part, recommendations and suggestions. So, okay. So the first one, wait, let me check for you. First, education is the key. Education is always the key. First key. So schools and communities should promote media literacy education to help people think critically, question sources, identify bias, or differentiate between facts and opinions. A lot of people debating using opinions, not facts nowadays. So it's easy to say that. This also includes learning how to interpret emotional language, not misleading headlines. So second is individual strategies. On a personal level, we can take action by actively engaging with credible sources, cross-checking news from the different platforms, and being mindful to avoid sharing unverified content. Like previously, there was a link being shared in WhatsApp and Telegram, which people often click and their social media got bypassed or accessed by another user. Hacking, but phishing type of thing. Yeah, the information is not credible enough, unverified, but people still have not enough of knowledge to identify if it's fake or it's fact. Like take let's take example like elderly or old aged people. They don't know anything about social media nowadays, so we can blame them for everything. Yeah. So this habit would surely help us form balanced opinions and reduce spread of misinformation. Um, Institutional and government role. Governmental support for media literacy and fact checking, encouraging initiative and fund independent fact checking organizations. So they also have a role to play. Governments also have a role to play. They can support independent fact checking organization, fund media literacy campaigns, like I read just now, and encourage accountability in traditional and digital platforms for more credible source checking, fact checking, or reality check. Yeah. So the role of technology. One, misinformation detection and flagging, which is advanced algorithms can help curb the spread of false information. Nowadays, technology growing, so yeah, why not? And development of educational resources means like for the role of technology, uh, can be used as a tool for good, which has advanced AI algorithms which can help to detect and flag false content. Yeah, for example, nowadays media platform they have AI which can detect nudity and blur it out for the user, so they can just see below that this post has nudity in it. Would you like to unblur or something? Yeah, it's an opinion. It's asking for our opinion if you want to check or not check. That's safe for kids, by the way, because all kids does they just scroll and scroll and scroll, so they won't click anything. So that's safe. That's safe. Mm, Technology, when used responsibly, can help to tackle misinformation and promote healthy communication practices. So I reach conclusion. So in conclusion, addressing sensationalism requires a collective effort from individuals, educators, institutions, governments, and tech platforms for more verified, fact check, and credible source or credible content. So we don't just spread false news or false misinformations and make it a hype type of thing. Um, because let's say we know that that is a false information we are receiving. What about we sharing it to another person who doesn't know and they just click and they read the statement or whatever that is, and then they believed it, they trusted it. That's bad. That's not that's more like a sin. Yeah. So uh, that's all from me. Uh, Thank you for your attention, and that wraps up my presentation on issues, challenges, recommendations, and conclusion. Thank you.